Okay. Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Glow Up Tribe Team Zoom every single Tuesday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Happy reboot. How many of you guys are rebooting? Drop reboot in the chat if you are. Hey Tara. Oh my God. Reboot. Yeah, we're all rebooting. It's some of us, it's our first day. For me, it's my first day. Some of us, it's our second day because of the schedule. But regardless, really excited, really proud of hashtag angry. Really proud of all you guys who did jump into the reboots. It will not only help, you know, your body, but will help your business majorly. I don't get reboot sales when I don't do reboots, so it's just bottom line. So yeah, almost done, yay. But happy 2019 as well. This is our first Zoom as a team in 2019. So we are absolutely crushing it, you guys. By the way, we are already a ranked 6th team. We're over 30,000 in points, which is insane. I mean, it's not even, what is it? It's the first week. So we will definitely be hitting rank 7 this month. Like, no problem. We'll be blowing it out of the water, which is really exciting for all of you as well, because you know, I might get some little extra mystery scoops here and there that I can share with you guys. But yeah, really exciting stuff that we're going for that. So today's Zoom, we'll get right into it, is basically going to be, we're going to talk about daily methods of operation, so your DMOs, if you've never heard of it before. But it's going to have kind of a little bit of a twist on it, because I think it's really important for you guys who are maybe brand new, and if you're brand new, welcome to the best team ever. But I think it's really important for you guys to see that some of us who are top in sales, top in recruiting, top in team volume, all of that good stuff, like we have all the numbers, right? So it may seem like we have it all together. And the truth of the matter is a lot of us are just total disorganized messes half the time. But that being said, we still get our stuff done, right? I mean, I'm sitting here in a robe, no makeup. I have a blood vessel that popped under my eye. And you know what? I'm still killing it, you guys. Still killing it. So life is just that. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's crazy, it's unbalanced a lot of the times. And all we're trying to do is kind of, you know, balance ourselves and get to what our goals are. So we're going to talk to a few different leaders today, a few of our top leaders. So definitely get your notebooks out, your pens out. Be okay with the imbalance. Exactly, Courtney. And yeah, we're gonna kind of give you guys some tips and tricks on how we balance our daily lives. And all of us come from different backgrounds. So some of us are moms, some of us are, you know, full-time. Some of us have a full-time job. We all come from different backgrounds, and yet we all kind of do the same thing, if you'll start to notice. And at the end, we'll wrap it up with some like real tactical things that you can drive home and take action with, so that you're not leaving this Zoom feeling like, okay, like that was a great Zoom, but like, what do I do now? We're gonna give you some action, some action to take action. If you can't tell, by the way, all of the trainers, well, most of the trainers are rebooting. So if we stumble over our words a little bit, if we get off track for a second, give us a little leeway here. Reboots, your brain, sometimes it's turned on and sometimes it's like lights off, man. So we're doing our best, but you'll still get tons and tons of value here with us. So really exciting. So I'm trying to think if I want to say so much more. Or if I want to just kind of get into what everybody else is doing and then wrap it up. I think I'm going to do that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 if Courtney is still around afterwards to listen to and hear. Yeah, the lights up phase. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I guess, should I pick randomly, or does anybody want to volunteer as tribute first to speak on their DMOs and how they structure their day? Courtney does. Yay! You can unmute.
Hey everyone. Figured I'd go first just in case my daughter does wake up. And okay, so I do not do DMOs. And pretty much this is kind of funny. I do DMOs, but I don't do DMOs. Let me explain. So every single day, I am a mom, so I only get Monday, Wednesday, and Friday purely by myself for about 8 hours each day. Outside of that, I am a mom. I am attached to another tiny human, and I don't get a lot of time by myself. So what I have developed is every single day, and I do this weekly, but every single day, I write out at least 5 things on a power list that I must get done. And my focus is always the income producing activities, because there are so many times where we can spend time just scrolling on our news feed, or we can think up some kind of random meme or just all of these things besides do something that's income producing. So if you notice, today is Tuesday, my daughter is at home. I did not post anything today, but I did go live because I wanted to do something that was towards my business. But in the background, in my tiny bits of moments where I was alone without my daughter, I did something income producing. So what does that look like? That's checking my inbox. That is always going in my inbox and always making sure that I'm clearing everything. That is additionally following up with people. So some people are like, Courtney, do you have a system? Do you have this? Do you have that? I have a very good memory, so I remember the people I've spoken with. So a lot of times I can just purely scroll and I can remember people and follow up with them. But most of the time I'm looking up keywords because I only have like 15 minutes to do this. So what I'll do is I'll maybe do something like pricing, because I always ask people, would you be open to hearing pricing? All the time. So I will look up pricing, and if somebody hasn't written back yet, I might follow up with them. If somebody has said they were going to purchase but I haven't seen that, I will follow up with them. So these are things that are going to make more money for you. So that's one big thing I do. I check in with a couple of customers every single day as well. I do have a spreadsheet. You do not have to be a spreadsheet person. I am just a spreadsheet queen. So I have one where I have all of my customers listed in the last time I spoke with them. So that's something you can utilize if you are a little bit more on that side. Additionally, we'll go to my Facebook Lives, because once you start getting busy, just be okay with the fact that you might not ever get caught up. Just be okay with that. And make sure that you're going back to those lives and double checking them, because even though you might have gone through it, you might be missing some people. So it's another really big income producing activity I do. And then if I have time, I always do something admin related. And admin related for me is like checking my inventory, like making sure that I know how many trials I can potentially make. If I need to do a sale because I want to push out more, I'm always looking at my numbers in the background in some way, purely to make sure that if somebody hopped in my inbox and was like, I want a 15-day, I knew exactly how much, I knew exactly if I was going to push that out or not. So I do some component of admin work every single day because I am super green. So I do love spreadsheets. I love numbers. I love comparing it, looking at it, everything. So if that resonates with you, you might want to incorporate some spreadsheets or some looking at numbers, because if you are results driven as well, that's going to be something super impactful for you to see the actual numbers, compared to always thinking like, well, I haven't sold. But then you look at your numbers and you're like, well, crap, this week I've sold like $200. I didn't even realize that. Because sometimes we forget to look at the numbers. So that is what I really had, is just in those tiny pockets of time, it's just get as much as you can done income producing. If somebody is just like hopping in your inbox to say hello, but you have 3 people who want to purchase from you, you need to focus on the 3 people who want to purchase from you. A sense of urgency is going to resonate out that you are ready to get more money. So we have to make sure that we're doing income producing things. So that is all I have. And yeah, how often do you follow up with your customers in trials? As often as I can, honestly. I become like BFFs with my customers. I'm like always talking to them. If I see something on Facebook, I will go in their inbox and be like, hey, I saw that somebody passed away, or I saw that y'all went on this amazing trip. Did you have fun? Like, I'm just constantly on the lookout for those people because I remember their names. I remember where they're from. And I just follow up with them. So whenever somebody buys a trial, within 3 days, I've followed up with them to see how they feel. Have they started? Do they have questions? What can I do to serve them? And then if they seem like they're not too interested, I'll wait maybe 3 more days and I'll do the same thing. But in between, just make sure you're on their Facebook wall and you're showing them that you care about them as the human and not just if they're going to buy more from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Courtney. If you can't tell, Courtney is our resident green of the group. She's literally the only one who uses spreadsheets as far as I know. And that's the cool part about it, is that we're all successful in different ways. And Courtney is very successful. I didn't even edify her before. My brain is like totally farted out. But if you don't know who Courtney is, she's constantly like top in sales. She's killing it with literally everything, and just always super giving with her time and with her energy with this team. And so thank you so much for that, Courtney. Also wanted to note that if you like spreadsheets and you want that, if you're more of like an organized person, I think it's really important also to know, are you more of an organized person, or are you kind of more of that chaotic person? Like I fall into the chaotic category, and a lot of us do. But if you're more organized and you fall into that category, or you want to be more organized, then start to take the action steps towards that. So Courtney actually has uploaded a couple files to our Glow Up Tribe team page. They're all really, really awesome, but one in particular is a spreadsheet, and I believe it's a follow-up spreadsheet, correct? I think, yeah. So if follow-up is something that maybe you're disorganized like me, and I was actually just telling the girls before we started that I'd like to become a little more organized in 2019. Like, I know I'm still going to be kind of a mess, but I want to be a little more organized. Maybe take a peek at those spreadsheets and see if that's something that you can utilize that will help you, because some people, they need to be organized to be successful, and that's totally okay. You have to know where you are and work with what you got there. So I also wanted to just quickly touch on when Courtney was talking about she searches the word pricing. If you don't know, if you're brand new to Facebook, or like you just don't know Facebook that well, you can actually search in your messengers. There's a little search bar both on your phone and on your laptop, where you can click in the search bar and you can search for keywords like pricing, like trials, like reboot, like if we have a new flavor coming out, or a flavor is coming back out, search Blue Ocean, or whatever the case may be. You can search these keywords and you can grab those and yeah, no problem, my brain, and work with it that way. So for those of you like me who are super disorganized, when I see a sale hit, that's one of the things that I do is I'll go into my search bar and I'll look for keywords like expensive, or I'll even search sorry, my cat's being weird. I'll even search my actual website, KristinaWood.proveitnow.com, to see who I've sent the website to, because I don't know how many times I've sent a website and they haven't bought, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys have had that experience. So there's a box behind me and my cat is just very, very excited. So that's just like an awesome little tip. So thank you so much, Courtney. I appreciate it. Next, does anyone want to go next? I guess I should just kind of choose randomly. Shauna, you look like you're ready to go. So I'm going to introduce Shauna really quick. Shauna is, again, top in sales like all the time. She is building an absolute empire with her team. A lot of her team is on here right now, so definitely listen up, because she's a rock star. Like, literally, she's been teaching on Empire Zooms. She's been teaching on our Zooms for a long time, and she's, Snickerdoodle crew. You guys are freaking bomb. She's a firecracker. She's an absolute chaotic mess, just like me, and we love her for it. Like, we love it. So Shauna, let's hear what's your daily method of operation? What does your day look like?
Wow. That was some pretty good edification there. And I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm like the most organized person ever. So, okay. So that's a lot. So speaking of organized, I have 0 notes. I've only like halfway prepared, just like chatting with everyone on the working Zoom beforehand. So we're going to get this crap show on the road here, right? So yeah, like Kristina said, I am kind of organized chaos. When I worked in restaurants, it's kind of what I thrived on. And I think that's just my life. And that's just like what I thrive with. You know, if there's a little bit of organization, there are definitely systems in place, but it's got to be a little chaotic. And that's okay. I started in March, and I had a full-time job that I was working more than 40 hours a week at that I had to be focused on. And I fit everything I did into little nooks and crannies of my day. So it is okay if you have a full-time job. You don't have to do this full-time. You don't have to spend every bit of your day on Prove It to be successful. I was accidentally successful pretty quickly. I know you all know Luna, and Luna says that all the time. She said, you're going to wake up one day and accidentally earn a car. Like, you're going to be like, oh, well, I guess I got to go pick up my car. Like, it's just, when I set my mind to something, I do it. And so first of all, you want to have passion. You want to make sure that you're living the life. And that is me. I am drinking 2 ketones a day, at least. I am 100% passionate about this product. I believe in it. I use it how it's supposed to be used. And I am 98% keto all the time. So living the lifestyle is, and I know it's not really a DMO, but it's important that you are authentic in everything you do. And that's kind of one of my biggest kind of tips whenever anybody asks me. But basically, day in the life is right here. I sit on this big comfy couch with a big fluffy blanket because I'm usually in ketosis, so I'm usually cold. And I go through my phone. I am absolutely glued to my phone. Yes, there are days that I spend all day on Prove It because I am now full-time. I did quit my job after 6 months of being in this company because I found that I enjoyed what I was doing with Prove It better than I enjoyed my dream job. And that doesn't have to be your goal, guys. But for me, it ended up being my goal and it worked for me. So there are days when I sit on my phone going through messages all day long, going through old posts, rebumping posts. I've just started to post in groups. Groups can be just a huge, huge thing to get new followers. So if you're looking to build your business, just posting relevant and like good information into keto groups or other groups of your interests. That's something that I do now on kind of a every couple days basis. But I don't have a list that I go through. Actually, just last week, Donna and I had a Zoom together to set up our DMOs, and I printed out a list, and I was supposed to go down the list every day, and we were going to do it. And that list is hiding in the trash on my table. Like, I never did it. Donna, I'm sorry. But it doesn't work for me. And Donna and I have spoken about this several times. You can't set expectations for yourself that aren't you, that don't work for you, because you're going to get fed up or you're going to get overwhelmed, and that's okay. You've got to take it at your speed. You've got to do what works for you. So if, taking a list of DMOs and going through it methodically and making sure you check off each one every day in this amount of time frame doesn't work for you, then don't do that. It's silly. Like, yes, there are systems in place that work, and there are systems that I do every day. Like, I use scripts, I use shortcuts. I don't even know what half of my stuff is because I go in order, or I know like what I need to say, but I really only know the shortcut is CP, like whatever. So you got to do what works for you. There was more I was going to say, but reboot brain just kicked in. Don't eat a cheeseburger while you're rebooting. No, I didn't. Don't worry. Yeah, there was definitely a lot more I was going to say, and now my brain stopped.
Welcome to doing a training when you're rebooting.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay, so I think Kristina already kind of touched on it a little bit, but there are things that I hear from other leaders that work really well for them, and I try to implement them, and then I get super overwhelmed trying to do everything correct and trying to do everything, and I realize, like, that's not me, and that's not going to work for me, and I'm not going to be successful if I get so overwhelmed that I quit. That's not really me either, but I know for some people, once you get overwhelmed, you just give up, you step back, and then it's hard to come back. So don't let yourself get to that point, because there's no amount of things you should do that should ever overwhelm you to the point of quitting something that could be really good for you. We've all been stuck. We've all worked consistently and had down times. And I know we have talked about mindset, and mindset is super important. But yeah, for some of us, there were months during the holidays that were hard and that were slower. And, those of us that are, growing again and doing really well have consistently worked how we work the best through those slow and hard times. There were times that I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills, and I went live anyways, and I messaged people anyways, and I went back to the no's and I talked to them again. And sometimes that gets, this is the wrong kind of training. I'm sorry. I don't know where I went. And I know sometimes that gets kind of frustrating, but it's really important to be consistent and to consistently do your things that work for you, even if they're not working in that tiny little time frame that you're doing them. Because what you're doing today is building and building and building for later. So, and I know that I've talked to a couple of my team members about that kind of thing as well, because they're like, I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. We'll keep doing it, because it is going to compound. It is going to work for you. But on the same account, if you're doing something over and over and over again and it doesn't feel right, and you don't feel like there's any way that could be you every day, then figure out a different way. Find what works for you. And it's okay if something works for you for a while, and then you find something that works better and you move to that. I've done that as well. So I hope that helped you guys. I went completely off on a different tangent. But my main point is you don't have to do what everyone else is doing to be successful. You have to find what works for you.
Love it. Thank you so much. I don't think you went off on a tangent. I think everything applied to what we were talking about here. I love that you talked about how you try things from other leaders in the empire. And you guys, like, Glow Up Tribe is big, the empire is huge. And there's so many different, the cool thing is, we're always giving our tip. I talk to people not on our team all the time. They'll ask me for advice, how did you grow a team, whatever, and I'll give them tips. And here's the thing, you could either take that tip and run with it, or you can run with it and then maybe that didn't work for you. For whatever reason, it didn't align with you. And that's okay too. So I love that Shauna said that, she still tries things from other leaders, unless it's something that really you're like, ooh, that feels gross to me. I really don't like the way that feels, because I'm all about energy. But if it's something that that kind of scares me a little bit, but I mean, look, she's totally killing it in sales. So maybe I should give it a try. Then give it a try and then find out if maybe it doesn't work for you. Have that reflection. And I tell everybody this, and I've been doing this ever since I started a business. I'm coming up, I think in May, it'll be 5 years, is every single 3-month period or 1 month period, whatever, I go back and I genuinely and honestly look at what I've done and reflect, have a reflection day on what has been working and what's not working, and get rid of what's not working and start to add some more new things into your daily routine or whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, exactly. Oh my God, Courtney, we are aligned. It's all about integration, then looking at what worked, what didn't work, and what can I do differently. Exactly. So I encourage you guys to try things out, try things that are differently. Try things that are maybe a little different from what you're doing currently. And also, you guys, always take advice from people who are doing better than you. Let me just put that out there. Don't take advice from somebody who's got, who's a rank 1. They're people too. They're great, but do they have the goals that you want to get? Listen to the people who are doing what you want to be doing. So I think that's important. And I think another thing that's important that Shauna mentioned was consistency, no matter what, even when you're feeling poopy, even when you feel like your bills aren't being paid or your hard work isn't being paid off. First of all, it will eventually, and second of all, you have to stay consistent with it. So that was really awesome. Thank you so much, Shauna. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Next person we got up on my list is going to be Amanda, who you guys have actually never heard train before. So everybody, please give her like a warm welcome. This is her first time training, but I do want to tell you a little bit about her because honestly, she is a badass rock star, you guys. Amanda, if you don't know, as of, I believe, yesterday, she is #1 in new customers on the Empire, which is 3,000 plus promoters. She is #1 in new customer acquisition right now. So like, round of applause for her. She's absolutely demolishing it. She's only 3 months or 4 months in the business, so she's pretty dang new. And I'll tell you one thing, when she signed up, she hit the ground running. But I don't want to tell you all her secrets. I'm going to let her take it away. So Amanda, please come on down.
Let me just do it. Hey guys, what's up? Oh man, you know what? I love this company. I just want to start off by saying that I love each and every one of you. I really do. I really do. I put my all into it. I do have my notes here. I might stumble across my words. I'm not rebooting at the moment, but still, I'm a little nervous right now. But I do really love sales. I used to work for Olive Garden in Times Square, and I was the #1 wine seller in the district with about 15 other Olive Gardens and things like that. So I know what I'm doing. And #1 tip that I do want to give is definitely build a connection. Build a connection with everybody. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to sit there and talk to everyone all day. There's so many ways around this social media thing that we have going on that we can build a connection with our followers. You don't necessarily always have to speak to them. Well, obviously you want to get in their inbox, but you want them to come to you too, right? So I utilize my Facebook stories every single day. Like, they know what I'm doing from the second I wake up in the morning to the second I go to sleep at night. You know what I mean? I'm not like singing lullabies with them or anything like that, but they know that I'm drinking 2 ketones a day. I am the product of the product. I am eating keto. I am doing those things. And that's what they want, right? So I don't know if you guys remember when you were first starting keto, you guys went into keto in beginner groups, right? Like, you guys all probably were asking all these questions and getting all the info. Well, I want to have my own keto for beginners page on my Facebook. Like, that's what I want. I want people to engage with each other and build relationships with each other on my pages, right? And then I'm just kind of like cheering them on and, hey girl, you're doing so well, because I get pictures of people's results every day, multiple times a day. I mean, it's really an incredible experience. And when they can become friends and we all can be friends, it's really, really something else, So showing up is #1, guys. And another thing, when I first started doing this, I evaluated a couple things in my mind, and I was like, what would I want to buy something from me, So I took a look at my page, and I remember this one story. I actually didn't know what to post. I didn't know what was going on. And I was just going to post the flyer of the sale on my Facebook wall. And I did it. I pressed submit, and it went on, and I went back and I looked, and I was like, this looks ridiculous. Like, I don't know what this is, no. So I did a little behind the scenes action, and there are top champion leaders in the Empire, correct? So go and look at them, go and watch them, go and look and see what they do and do what they do, because that's what I did. I learned this from Kristina too. Take pictures of yourself holding the boxes, guys, because we do keto, right? But we also incorporate ketones into our diet. So those are the people that we want to be on our side, right? So I'm not going to hide the fact that I drink ketones. I'm not going to post flyers on my walls, but I'm going to be me because I love the ketones, and each and every one of you love the ketones. So show that, show that you love the product and be the product, guys, and play the game. Like, this is about the game. Wake up every morning and start here. You know what I mean? And get to that finish line. I did silly things because Jessie Lee did silly things for October. She did her makeup different every single day, right? But there was something that we all needed to learn from that too. You need to be unique. You need to be unique in your own way. Like, I was wearing antlers on my keto kitchens, guys. Did I really want to do that? I mean, sure, it was fun, but Did I ever think I was going to be doing a live with antlers, cooking cookies in my kitchen? No. But did I? Yes. Did it benefit me in the long run? Yes. You know, I don't necessarily, I have people from last month that I haven't talked to, but they see me and they see me being silly, and I'm starting to notice that they're coming back or they're coming into my inbox. You know, I don't even have to necessarily message anybody. It's just kind of gotten, really, really good. So I don't know, building connections, showing up, and don't give up hope on some people, guys, because the second you start to give up hope on those people, they're going to give up hope on themselves, you know? And the second they see you falling and not getting back up, they're just going to be like, okay, well, this girl isn't serious, so why would I ever want, you know, to do it's okay to fall down as long as you get back up, you know? And you need to show that. You need to be honest. You need to show them honesty, because it is okay to fall down. It really is. We're human here, you know? I mean, I haven't cheated. I really have been good, just like Shauna. Shauna's been really good too. But like, and I bet you, we all have been good, right? But I didn't cheat for Christmas, you know? Everyone saw that I didn't cheat for Christmas. I posted it, you know? And you got to do those things. You just have to show them that you are a product of the product. You have to build a connection with people. And you got to show up, and consistency is key, guys. And this was mentioned yesterday also, that if you're going to go live like 3 or 4 times a day, then like you need to go 3 or 4 times a week, then you need to go live 3 or 4 times next week too. You know, you got to just do it. You don't have to go live, I don't think, every day. You know what I mean? I don't know. Should you go live every day? But if you're going to go live 4 times in 1 week, do it again the next week. People are always watching you. They really, really are. And I'm just really excited to continue this with everybody. And I am stumbling over my words a little bit. I'm nervous, but I hope I gave value to you guys. And I guess that's all I have for right now. Oh, and one more thing before I go. So you have to show expression, guys. Okay, if somebody came and messaged me and was like, hey, with a period, how are you doing? What do you know about ketones and ketosis with a period? What would you do? What would you do? You would probably block them or never speak to them again, right? Hey, exclamation mark, you know, thank you so much for watching my live video, exclamation mark, and a smiley face at the end, sent. That's it. You know what I mean? Expression goes a long, long way. Don't be boring. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. Play the game, show up, build your connection, and you got it. That's it. That's all I have for today.
You're in for, I mean, you kind of ruined yourself here, because that training was so good. Like, I'm kind of asking you to do other trainings.
I'm sweating right now.
Wow. If you guys love, I mean, everybody's saying it, but if you love that, make sure you comment that in the chat, because that was, wow. That was amazing. Please, I don't want to go Joanna. Stop.
My armpits are
Oh my God, I love it. You guys are amazing. That just blew my mind. I mean, I knew you were awesome, but wow, that was a great training. I loved the keto for beginner. You're making your own keto for beginners page. That gave me chills, man. I was ready for that. Building connections. I was like writing down notes and everything. And I think it's really important to also note, you guys, is that Amanda hit the ground running, like I said, and her volume started blowing up like 3 months later, right?
Yeah.
So she was still doing good volume. Like, she hit the bonuses. Like, she was always doing well, don't get me wrong. But it was like December hit, which was her 3rd month, because you joined in September, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So December hit, and it was like off to the race. And now she's like, there is no freaking stopping her now. So yeah,
right. You have to build your funnel, keep building it, but keep being repetitive at the same time, because you're always having new people, so you always have to keep saying the same things over and over again, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point too, just to note, like, you are gonna feel, and Luna says this all the time, you are gonna feel like you're repeating yourself and you're repeating your story over and over again. But you have to realize, one, you're getting new people on your page every day if you're doing the things that you're supposed to, well, I shouldn't say you're supposed to, but you're supposed to be doing. And 2, there are people who will not buy from you until they see the 20th post from you that says the same exact thing. They're like, all right, this girl, A year and a half later, this girl is still talking about ketones. Okay, I'm ready. Sign me up. Let me try. Like, I'm still getting people from my high school reaching out to me that are like, all right, girl, I get it. You love keto. You love ketones. Sell me a 10-pack. Like, so very, very good. Thank you so much, Amanda. That was awesome. All right. So next up, we do have a beautiful, beautiful Joanne. I just have to say, this girl is a fighter. You guys, like, I love how Shauna was talking about that too. Like, these are the leaders that you want to look up to, because they're the people that, like, they fall down, they get right back up. They fall down again, they get right back up. And Joanne is just one of those people who's just always been pushing towards greatness. And that is something that I really think is important. I think it's important to always look at people who are consistently action-based. They are, you know, they may get knocked down, but then they get right back up and they do the dang thing. And I know that Joanne, she has been with us almost from the very beginning. And I've watched her grow so much. I mean, she's a rank 4, you guys. She's a rising champion. She did that pretty much like all on her own. And now she's growing this massive empire, like getting ready to, I don't even know what's your team name? Is it like Unicorn something? You don't know yet. You gotta pick a team name, girl. She is growing an awesome team right now, a bunch of, you know, high vibe people. And so she's gonna teach on some stuff. Before I even transfer it over, this is another thing that I want to say. I know that she learned some stuff from Angela Muskow, who is another champ. So again, this is a pattern, you guys. Angela's not on our team, right? But this is a pattern. We're all here to help each other. It doesn't matter who you learn from, what leader it is. If somebody's doing a better job than you and they're getting results better than you, then ask them. Like, ask them for some help, right? Like, see what they're doing that might work for you. So I'm done blabbering. Joanne, let's get all the great tips from you. I'm really excited to hear this.
Thank you so much for that. It's such an honor. I can tell you guys, we've got a bunch of brand new people, so I'm so glad you're here on the best team ever. I literally am a different human. 2018 was the best year of my life, and I don't even recognize myself. I've just changed so much, and thanks to Kristina's leadership and Luna as well, and of course, you know, all of us here, I've learned nuggets and changed my life and my business, you know, from all of you, from Amanda, from Shauna, from Courtney, from all of you guys. And if I didn't say a name, please don't be offended. I'm going like the top 4 people I see on my list here. So I wanted to share a little bit with you because I actually do the same exact thing that Courtney and Shauna does as far as DMOs go, as far as what Amanda was sharing. We all do the same things. You know, we all do the same money-making activities that will produce the income for you and the growth for you. You need to be in your inbox. You need to have a daily post. You need to be messaging, you guys. You need to be going live. So all of these things. But what I wanted to really share with you, and it kind of goes along with this, it's just a little bit more in depth, is that I kind of recently had a big shift in my business. Things have been really changing. For those of you that don't know, I went rank 4 all on my own. I sold 10,000 points all by myself. This was before I had a team, and I've got some amazing girls on my team now that I love so much. And I also built a network completely from zero. So I had about 200 to 400 friends when I first started, and there were people from high school and college, people I didn't even speak to. And my friends list right now is capped out fully at 5,000 friends. So something that you would have never dreamed could ever happen. I also set the goal to quit my corporate job within a year, and I dreamed big and I pushed through the fear and I did that. And so all of these things, all of these changes. So I'm sharing that with you so you guys can get really excited, because a year ago when I set the goal to quit my job, I honestly didn't even think it was possible. You know, I had such a poverty mindset and so many things that I needed to work through. I never knew that it would even remotely happen. So if you are passionate, if you really want this, if you take all of these nuggets and things that we're sharing with you and just do them, you may be really bad at it at first. I really sucked, you guys. I was probably the worst one on Luna's team when we first started, and I just refused to give up. I just wanted this more than I wanted anything else in my life. And I just knew that this was something that I was passionate about, that saved my life, and that other people needed this hope. And I just wasn't going to go down without a fight. So recently my business kind of changed because, I went from having no network to fully capped out. And I went from having, all of a sudden I had all of this abundance, but then it kind of like it became stagnant on there for me. And I want to kind of share with you something brand new that I'm trying. I know Kristina was talking about being open to trying things from other leaders and working through them and being open to it, even if it scares you. I think in the beginning, if it scares you and it doesn't feel right, still give it a chance, because you never know. There's a difference between it feeling not energetically right versus pushing through the fear and just trying something that's making you grow past your comfort zone. So, if it doesn't feel right energetically and you've tried it, I would say move on. But these are some brand new things that I'm trying that I've learned from Angela, and it's really helped me. So the reason why I shared about my network and all of that wasn't to brag. It was kind of to show you where I'm coming from. So when I was brand new, when I didn't have a network, I was a little desperate. I really wanted to be successful, you guys. And unfortunately, at that time in my life, in the past, I struggled from a poverty mindset. So any friend request that came in, I just accepted it. Like, I just was like, I need all the friends. I need all of the people. And Luna and some of the other leaders would tell me, make sure you're pre-screening your leads. Take a look at the people that you're accepting your friend requests from. Don't just friend random people. And so I'm telling you now, a year later, listen to these pieces of advice when you hear them, because even though it takes an extra 10 seconds to go to somebody's profile and see if there's somebody you'll really connect with, it's so worth it, because I'm going to share the pain of what I did wrong now. For a whole year, I added random people, all of the people I wanted to grow. And now I've got a list chock full of 5,000 people that what I'm finding aren't quality leads, okay? So there's a difference between quantity and quality. That 5K is just a number, who even cares, okay? I thought that I was doing a good thing, but I realized, it did me a disservice in the long run. So I really want to share that with you from the get-go, because I know a lot of you are brand new. So take a quick second, if somebody sends you a friend request, go to their page. It just takes one quick click. Look at their page. Do they look high vibe, fun? Is this a customer that you would love to spend time with? Is this a potential team member? Can you see this person being on your team? You know what I mean? And just see what it feels like. And if it's somebody that is just sharing a lot of random stuff, or maybe has, profanity and, off-color stuff on there, like, how does it make you feel? Is that going to show up on your news feed every day and bring you down? And if it is, I would encourage you to leave that one, okay? Because what's happening to me now, and this is what happened and caused a little bit of a lull in my business, was I was growing so exponentially through my live videos and through being consistent and doing all of the things. I hit this cap, and now I'm meeting awesome keto people in these keto groups. And I'm having these amazing conversations with people, and I have no space to add them. And it's very difficult to get them into SPR. I mean, technically you can do it with an email, but I just find that people are kind of a little hesitant about providing their email, especially if they don't really know me, So I feel much more comfortable saying to somebody, hey, I'd love to chat some more. Send me a friend request. Let's spend some time on Thursday and chat about your keto, or whatever it is you want to say to them. But now I can't do that because my friends list is capped out. So I'm meeting all of these quality keto leads in the groups, and I didn't have any space for them. And I was struggling a little bit because I was spinning my wheels, because I know that money is made in my inbox. But unfriending people takes a lot of time. Do I have anybody that's unfriended people before and knows the trauma of what that feels like when you have to unfriend hundreds of people? It's one of the worst things ever, okay? Take it from me, you guys. Learn from my pain. So it takes forever. So if I need to make some money, and now I'm full-time because I quit my corporate job, I feel like I'm wasting time unfriending people because I want to be in my inbox doing the income making activities. So I've got a little trick for you that I learned from Angela. What she suggested I do was take the next 26 days and every day go through one letter of the alphabet. Now, I know this might not apply to some of you right now, but it's coming, okay? And you'll remember this, and we can always send you back to this training. But for those of you that maybe have some unqualified people on your page, maybe you made some mistakes, or maybe you're just growing really fast and you need to purge a little bit, take the next 26 days and go through one letter a day, and honestly, just be super judgy about it. I'm not wasting a lot of time with this. I need to unfriend like 2,000 people ASAP. And most of these people I've greeted, I've said hello to, I've asked them to follow me. So if they really want me, I'm still in their inbox just because maybe I unfriend them. So if they still wanted access to me, they still have me. So I'm just going through and I'm unfriending, and I'm doing the hard work, and I'm just going off of that first intuition. When I see their picture on my page, how does it feel? Yes, no, maybe so. And I just go with the first instinct. Some of it is really easy because, you know, some people don't have profile pics, and you can pick what's right for you. But I'm just kind of like, I have a hard time chatting to somebody that's got like a rainbow as their picture. And you guys know I love rainbows. You know what I mean? So, you know, I really want to make that personal connection with them. I want to see them. So, you know, people without profile pics, those random men that I accepted for who knows what reason. Okay. I need to get rid of those, you know, and I, you know, for a while I was accepting a lot of foreigners because I was kind of dabbling with a specific group. I was looking to get into the gamer groups, which are a lot of foreign people. And I thought like I was gonna make all of these gamer people fit and healthy. So I want to get rid of some of the foreigners because it's just it's kind of like when have you guys ever watched like Bar Rescue with John Taffer online on, I don't know, what is that, TLC or whatever, but he talks about how much money is in one seat in a restaurant or in a bar. One little seat is worth what, $10,000 for the year or whatever the number is. Think about every single one of your friend requests. Your friend spaces are worth potentially hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, because I could have a complete rock star that I met in a keto group that's waiting to buy my product, waiting to be my friend, and is going to blow up my team. And I've got some random foreign person, you know, taking up that space. Not to say that I don't love foreign people, please. Hopefully you guys get that. I love all of the people. I'm a yellow. So I accepted all of the people in error, okay? So what I'm finding is that by breaking it down and doing just one letter a day, in an hour, I can go through all of the A's. I'm already up to D now, and I've already unfriended 300 people. So this is a much easier, quick way that just in an hour or 30 minutes of my time, you know, you can even break it up throughout the day. I can kind of get rid of some of these people. I want to bless and release them. And it's all about attracting new and wonderful things in your life. I'm ready for new things. This is a new year. I'm ready for all of the abundance. And I'm ready to get rid and bless and release some of those things that were bogging me down. So the last thing I want to share with you is that I've been really focusing on gratitude lately, and this has been really transformative to my everyday experience. I started to feel kind of like a robot after a while, you guys. I was starting to feel very transactional. You know, if you're going to sell 10,000 points on your own without a team, that's kind of what that turns into. It's just message after message after message. It's script after script after script. And I believe in the scripts. I support them 100% wholeheartedly. This is just something you can add as a tool to your arsenal in addition to that. So I'm not saying to stop your scripts, but for me, because I was doing such a high volume of it, it started to feel inauthentic to me, and it started to feel way too transactional. And I started to feel with my heart space and wanting to change the world. Because aside from building financial freedom, my number one reason for doing this is because I want to make a mark on this world. And I want to help as many people as I can. And that's hard to do if you start to turn into a robot. So I've been really focusing on gratitude and sending thank you messages to people that are liking and loving on my lives and on my posts. And when I do this, I'm not expecting anything in return. And I can't stress that enough. And I'm going to say this, and this is going to be like a hard thing for some of you to hear. And I say it with all the love because I'm going to be the first one to raise my hand. I'm guilty too. How many times do you send a message hoping for something in return? You know what I mean? Like you're secretly hoping, like, oh, maybe they'll buy a trial, or maybe it'll be, I've been talking to them for 6 months. I've got a girl that's been wanting to join my team for a year, and every month I message her and I just think, this is the month. Okay. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but you guys, just think about how much gratitude and thankfulness changes your own life. What if you just send the energy out into the universe where it's just from gratitude and you don't want anything back? Don't you think you will get triple back in return? Don't you think it will get sevenfold back in return? And here's the cool thing about this, and this is what I learned from Angela, is that it's going to set you apart in these keto groups. The keto groups are being overwhelmed by videos right now. They're being overwhelmed by people saying, hey, do you want to join my group? Hey, I'm keto too. Do you want to join my group? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay to say too. But what if you just thank some people as well? Okay, so, and this has been blowing my world. I've been so happy in my business lately since I started doing this. So you can continue to do what's working for you, but just add this in too. So I've just been thanking people, and I'll send you the script. So I have 3 scripts that I've been using that you can play around with. And what I'm discovering is, because, when I do the live videos and the posts, I always focus on the comments. Are you guys all honed in on the comments, replying to all the comments, finding your cool people, finding your people and sending them friend requests and connecting with them? We focus a lot on the comments. Some of our posts have hundreds of likes and loves on them. And you know what I'm discovering, you guys? These are your people. These are the people that are hiding in the background that love you so much, and they're a diehard fan, but they're too shy to say something to you, or they're just too busy. A lot of people are nurses and working a million hours and all the things. I was just talking to a nurse today, and she's like, I've been watching you from the beginning. Who knew? You know what I mean? But she likes and loves all of my posts, and she doesn't have time to comment, or maybe doesn't feel comfortable. So what I'm doing is I'm just sending this thank you message, okay? And I don't care really what they say back to me. If they send me a heart, cool. If they send me a thumbs up, awesome. I just got sick and tired of jumping down people's throats, asking questions and digging all of the stuff out of them. You guys, I don't know about you, but I only want people that want me. And I just feel like sometimes when we reach out and we do a little bit of cold, it's not really a cold message because they've either liked, loved, or commented on your post. So they're in your network, they're warm, but maybe you've never spoken to them before. And I feel like sometimes I talk to these people and then I'm like beating them to death, asking them questions like they're on trial or something. How can I help you with your keto? How long have you been keto? I love keto, and I'm just like, these are good things to do too, but to a certain extent. Do you guys get that? Okay, so I'm not saying to stop these things because it's healthy to ask questions. We want you to ask questions. But what I want to find is I want to send somebody a message, and I want to spend my time chatting, investing with the people that want to talk to me rather than pulling the teeth. Okay, so what I do is I send out, 100, 200, 50, whatever your goal is. If you can send out 5 of these messages, that's beautiful too. It doesn't need to be a high number. Mine happens to be high because I work full time now doing this. But I'll send out, all of my thank you messages, and only the ones that give me super high vibe, awesome, kick-ass responses, those are my people that I'm going to chit chat with. And guess what? It's not pulling teeth anymore. because, you know, I send them a thank you message and they go, oh my God, I love you. I've been watching you for so long, or I'm so inspired by you. I love keto too. Like they're giving me genuine responses without me having to pull the weeds. Okay. And it feels really beautiful. These are really organic, authentic conversations. And it's so much easier. Not to mention, I'm putting all of that love out in the universe, all of the gratitude, all of the thankfulness, and it's just coming back for full circle. This is the other thing too, is that the cool thing about this is that you're going to thank these people. And like I said before, it's going to set you apart because nobody is likely doing a lot of thank yous out there. You know, they're getting a lot of spam, a lot of buy my product, getting a lot of, it's the end of the month, can you help me out? You know, all of those types of messages. But when was the last time, you know, think about yourself. When was the last time you got a true thank you message where there were no strings attached and somebody was just telling you that they loved you and appreciated you? Okay, so that's going to set you apart to begin. And then guess what? You're going to start building the foundation. So you send your thank you message. Tomorrow you go live and you do a keto kitchen and you share yourself to a group that you're working in, that you've been thanking people in. And guess what? They're going to see your video. How do you think I'm going to be more inclined to watch that video if I got a personal thank you message from that person first? Hell yeah, right? Okay, maybe I can't stay and watch the full video, but then let's say in 2 more days, you're in there posting an amazing before and after photo and sharing your life story without ketones, just sharing keto love. You've thanked me. You've been thanked. You've watched the video. Now there's this dynamic post in there. If you're curious and if you're looking for help, don't you think that person is going to be more apt to reach out to you now because you're building this solid foundation? So just something to think about. Sometimes our money-making activities don't produce fruit right now, but they're producing fruit later on and they're growing. So that's what's kind of the idea behind this thank you message. So here's a script that I've been using to send to people that like and love on my keto group posts. So I would encourage you at least once a week, you should be posting in a keto group, if not more. Either a before and after photo, share your story. You can just ask a great keto question, get some involvement on there. And then anybody that comments, reply to their comment and try and engage them and have a fun little conversation with them and get to know them. And what I usually do is I friend anyone that really stands out in the comments, that I really, really enjoy the little back and forth with. And then anybody that likes and loves, these are just for likes and loves, don't worry about comments, I send this message here. I say, hey, I just want to reach out and thank you so much for the love. I happen to do a before and after photo, so you could tweak that. In this group, be specific because let's face it, people are in hundreds of keto groups. So when you post in a group, you should always save it to a follow-up collection on your Facebook. I don't know if you guys know how to do that. Let me see if I can show you real quick. But if you save, you can't really save, but if you save them, you can create collections. So I have collections up at the top here, and one of them are for follow-ups. So all of these in here are posts that I've made to keto groups. And I have 3 groups that I'm working in specifically. So like here's one of my before and afters where I shared my story. Yes, it makes so much easier, the follow-ups and building real relationships with these people. And I know that this is Keto for Beginner, women's only. This is a group that I'm working in, that I'm trying to make a presence in this group. So this is the message that I sent to them. Thanks for loving on my before and after in the Keto for Beginner Women's group. This has been an emotional journey for me. I so appreciate your support. It means the world to me. That's it. I'm just thanking them and I'm not expecting anything else. But you know what happens, you guys? You get a lot out of this. You get so much out of it because some people will give you these amazing responses and those are your people. Here's one that I've been sending out to people that once I replied to all the comments on my keto kitchens. These are for the likes and loves on just my keto kitchens. Just wanted to reach out and thank you so much for joining my keto kitchen the other day. I hope the recipe helps, or I hope you loved this taco recipe. You can make it specific. You know, I think sometimes when we get specific with it, and you remember you're going to be copying and pasting this for the most part, so you don't have to you don't have to, once you make a specific message, you don't have to keep typing it 100 times. But one thing I will share with you, I've learned, because I've been playing with this for a few days now, set a timer when you do this for like 5 minutes. Because I found that I was able to send this message so fast with copy and paste and changing their name every time. I ended up in Facebook jail pretty quickly because I was moving too fast. So do it for 5 minutes. Get out as many thank yous as you can. Take a break. Go back to another income producing activity. Plan your live for the day. Answer a few messages in your inbox. You know, whatever it is you have to do. Do that for a half hour. You could set another timer. I've been setting a timer for 15 minutes because I know it's going to be 30 before I finish wrapping up. And then I go back into my thank yous for a little bit. And then this one I shared in the Glow Up Tribe chat the other day. This is for sales. So this was really, really powerful for me. If any of you guys have tried it, if you want to share in the comments, I would love to hear about it. But when there's a sale going on and you're looking to get some more exposures in, this is an amazing message. You're basically thanking them, but nonchalantly letting them know that there's a sale going on. And you're also telling them that you're in a hurry, so you got to move quickly. And when you cause that sense of urgency, people like reply right away because they're like, oh my God, I don't want to miss out. So you find a post that has a ton of likes and loves on it, and on a sale day, you would send them this message. Hey, Susie, I just want to pop in to thank you for all of your love on my post and support throughout my health journey. I've got to run. We've got a huge sale happening today, but I just wanted to make sure I took the time to let you know how much I appreciate you. And, you know, most of the people just say, wow, thank you so much. I can't believe you reached out to me. That's amazing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these people will see you as like almost like a movie star. They're like, oh my God, you're talking to me? What? But some people who have been following your journey and who are curious and who are ready, they'll be like, oh my God, what sale? I've been watching you. I want to get started. How much is it? And it creates some curiosity about the conversation. And I had so many organic, fun conversations with people using that and giving the opportunity to share about the ketones and what they've done for me. So yeah, those are all my tips and tricks for you guys. I hope you guys learned a few things. Like I said, I'm not deviating from my normal scripts. You know, what do you know about keto max or ketosis? You know, can I get you tagged in a quick video? I still do all of those things, but I just feel like I'm starting conversations really organic now. And there's just something about this thankfulness and this gratitude. You really got to try it. And when you do, let me know. I'm one of these people. I want you in my inbox and I want to hear about it. It would mean a lot to me.
The yellow. Thank you so much, Joanne. That was amazing, amazing, amazing. I am definitely inspired myself to do two things that I don't usually do, which is delete people like crazy. I need to delete 300 people and get people in that $10,000 seat. And I also need to send more gratitude. I definitely need to send more gratitude. Like, how good does that feel? You know, you try to feel crappy while sending gratitude out. I guarantee you cannot do it. So, and you guys know, you raise your vibration like that and you raise the abundance coming in. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I just want to say real quick, like while you're sending those messages, like the past like 3-4 days I've been doing this, like I can't stop smiling. And it's good, especially after a hard December. I know December was hard for some of us and we were feeling down. So like just start thanking people and it's going to completely turn your whole world around.
Yeah, I love that so much. Gratitude is like the most, if you read any manifestation book or any law of attraction book, they will always say gratitude is the #1 way to attract more abundance in your life. So I think that Joanne's definitely onto something here with those gratitude messages, and not to mention it helps with your algorithm. It helps with connecting and building relationships like Amanda said, and all of that good stuff. So really, really awesome training. Appreciate it. We have one last lady of the night, and I'm super excited to introduce you to this woman. She's absolutely incredible. Some of you know her, some of you don't, but her name is Katie Heath. She has been with the team for a little while now, and I think that it's really powerful to see somebody who who's kind of changed things around a little bit, who took a step back for a second and really, quite frankly, missed it a lot, missed the team and everything, and now and now is coming back and has the courage to come back and not feel shame around it. She should never feel shame around that, especially on this team. We will never shame you for, doing what you need to do for your family and for whatever it is. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to Katie Heath. She's a boy mama. And if you haven't, by the way, I'll let her talk in a second, but if you have not seen her before and after pictures, they are absolute fire. So Katie, go ahead and take it away, girlfriend.
Yay! Hello. Some of you have met me probably very, if you're on my team, I might have said hello. I might have not said hello. I'm not so good at Messenger sometimes, but I'm going to give you guys a quick story. You just heard from a lot of the amazing high risers on our team, and everyone has really, really good insight. But so a little bit about me. I joined in March of last year. I started the keto journey because I have a thyroid problem and I was on a lot of medicine and overweight. And so I started keto first, and then I found Luna on one of the keto pages and just started following her, and then just was kind of like, okay, I need into these ketones. I bought into the ketones, bought into a trial. Very quickly, the ketones worked for me. And so I didn't buy into the business for the business side. That's really huge for some people. I actually bought in because I wanted free product. So I I'm a mom of 2 boys. I'm married, and I work a full-time job. I'm actually a regional account manager for a J1 work and travel program. So I'm very busy with my 40-hour work week job. And so when I joined Prove It, I never really wanted the business side of it, right? But very, very quickly, I accidentally, I'm going to say this, recruited some bombs and made it to rank 4 in 4 months with Prove It. So I got really quickly to the top. Not all by myself. I would never give any gratitude all to myself. It's really all to my team. But in those 4 months, I really started to look up to Kristina and Luna and Jessie Lee and some of her, I kind of joined shortly after they all joined, right? So they all joined Prove It earlier before that. But then, so I was kind of one of the first few on the team, I feel like, before the Empire really got huge. So I was able to see some of those rank 6 hit and get their cars and things like that. So quickly, I kind of became someone that I didn't necessarily sign up to be, right? Like, I made really good money really quickly. The systems worked. The product worked. I was a product of the product. I was able to share my story. I was able to lose 40 pounds in 6 months. So, and ketones were it all. Like, I mean, anyone will tell you ketones were the reason why my weight loss just took off. So, but in that, I would attend trainings, right? And I would attend Empire meetings, and I would be in all these groups and things. And I started to set my standards really high. I wanted really quickly, I tried to become somebody where I wanted to, again, I didn't want to quit my job, but part of me really loved this side of it. And I just thought I had to attend all those meetings. And if I wasn't at those meetings, I thought, oh, I wasn't worthy of that, or I wasn't worthy of my rank, or if I wasn't answering every single message, or if I wasn't doing what Shauna was doing, or if I wasn't doing what Kristina and Luna were doing, I wasn't worthy of my rank, and I wasn't worthy of like where I was. And I would try to set my goals really high to be like, oh, I'm gonna do 5 lives this week. And you guys, I failed on myself more times than I can count. Like I would be like, oh yeah, just set the tiny goals. And you guys, I would set tiny goals, but in reality, like I was trying to become this Prove It superstar that I never really wanted to be in the first place. I just love the product and I love the team. So I actually had a call with Shauna today about my other job and about some things that we're going to work together on that. And, I told her, I said, the best I felt since this whole journey was the weekend I came back from More, and I talked about that, and I still talk about those events that are life-changing, and I'll probably be in another event. So, but that was really life-changing for me. But not only that, but like I was able to stay plugged in with you guys and with the team and still get that reassuring thing of like what I was taught, right? And like still giving that positivity and everything's okay. But in my mind, I was like, no, it's not okay. Like I didn't meet all 3 meetings. Like you didn't come to this training. You didn't come to that training. You didn't set these standards. You don't have DMOs. You're all over the freaking place. And you've got 40 people that want you to tell them exactly what to eat 20 times a day. And quite frankly, you guys, I was burnt out. I mean, I rated to rank 4 very quickly and sold my packet of ketones, like my starter packet, in 48 hours. So I was very quickly, it all took off. So with everything that you were told tonight, everything you were taught tonight by every different leader, what you need to take out of this is if you can't make it to every meeting, if you can't set your goal to be 5 things, don't do that. Don't feel that this team or Prove It or anything like that requires you to be that person that you're not, ready to be. You can't be, quickly I realized I don't have a stay at home. Like I'm not Kristina. Like I have 2 kids that are very active. I have a full-time job. Like I have other things that I need to do. And this was never part of it, but I love Prove It and I love the ketones, and I still share about it very often. Like I'm so involved with sharing and I love the product and I will tell you all about it. But as far as just trying to be this rank 4 person or drive a car, that's not me, and that's okay. And yeah, my team's probably going to be a rank 6 team sooner than later because I've got all of you bombs on it. But at the very end of the day, like I'm not that leader that's Kristina. Like I'm not at every meeting, I'm not all that, but like I'm here, I've got love for the product. And it's okay, like in your heart, if you feel like you can't make it to every meeting or you can't do everything that your leader is doing and you feel that pressure, like that moment you feel the pressure, I want you to take a step back and realize that like it's okay, because there's a lot of pressure and there's different outlets and everyone feels it differently, and no one's going to judge you, and that's really important. And for me, I think it was struggling with a lot of my own personal things, and then also with the team that I would be like, I think I kind of let myself down, right? Like I was setting unrealistic goals that I couldn't actually do, and then I would feel so embarrassed when I would come and be like, oh, I didn't go live today because I had this excuse. And it started turning into excuses, and I didn't want to give that to you guys. So I took a step back. I had a lot of medical things going on. I had a lot of trips planned. I'm still full-time with my job, but I will be popping on to different Zooms. And but basically here for me, like I'm here for the support and the love, and I'm here to give my support for, whatever you guys might have. I may not be working the business quite as hard as you ladies are, because that's just not my goal. But at the end of the day, like I do love the product, and I'm here, and I will, if you guys need anything, I have a thyroid dysfunction thing. So if you guys want to check out my page, check it out, use my before and afters. But I'm really just here to say I'm back, and don't be overwhelmed by the pressure. And if you fall off, it's okay to come back, because this team loves and they love hard. Like, let me tell you, Luna is my leader, and she has been in my inbox like every month, being like, hey, where are you? How are you? Like, hey, where are you? How are you? So, welcome to this team if you're new, and I'm sorry I've been absent for so long, but I'm so happy to be back. And if you guys need anything, reach out to me.
Thank you so much, Katie. It's so good to hear you. I mean, I love that so much. I wrote down a couple of things to wrap it up. I know you guys are we had a pretty long, but honestly, it's packed. It was packed full of value. But exactly what Katie said, and this is a little side leadership tip for you guys, is to love people where they're at. We never gave Katie crap for taking some time off. You shame people. We never do any of that. You have to love people where you're at, and you have to love yourself for where you're at. So it's really important to see, what are your goals? I want you to really think about that. Like, it's so important to know your goals, because I wanted to move faster than Katie, and that's okay. That's my journey, Joanne was saying, like, you have to set boundaries for yourself. So for me, yeah, I am a little more involved because I want to move faster. So it depends on, like, do you want to hit rank 6 by the end of this month? well, awesome. If you do, then you really have to go all out and you have to take massive action. But maybe you just want to be a rank 2 this month, and that's cool too. Still have to do daily methods of operation like we talked about here, but maybe you can go at a little bit of a slower pace and maybe take an hour out of your day each day to kind of work towards hitting rank 2 or whatever your goal is. You have to align your daily methods of operations to whatever it is that your goal is. And I really think it's important also to set those boundaries, to understand that your money-making activities should be number 1 above all. You know, the chats are incredible. The group camaraderie, it's incredible. I will never, ever take away from that. I think the support is pretty much half of why we are who we are. But understand that, like, if you have to bow out of a chat for a day, like, and not look at it because you haven't gotten your stuff done yet, you haven't done your daily methods of operations to hit your goals yet, then you should not be in that chat chatting. Okay, it should not be done. I'm in chats that I literally don't look at half the time because I have to get my stuff done first. I have to get my personal volume up. I have to, you know, recruit myself. I have to take care of my team, so I can't worry about other stuff, and that's okay. That's a boundary that I had to set for myself, and it is what it is. And if you know, they just have to love me for where I'm at. My upline has to love me for where I'm at, right? So I think that's super important to think about, you guys. I do want to end this Zoom by giving you guys just some like action-based steps is when you're coming away from this, if you're writing down your notes right now, set a goal for the month of January. Where do you want to be at the end of this month? Whatever it may be, the rank, your personal volume, whatever it is, set that goal. Right now, think about it, maybe not right now, but whenever you do, think about it. And then I want you to come up with a plan of action. I want you to think about some of the things, and let me give you the 3, you know, biggest money-making activities, okay? Number 1 is going live, okay? And you may only be able to go live 3 to 4 times a day, but still put that in your method of operation, okay? So going live is the biggest way to attract people, right? Messaging people and starting that keto conversation. You know, Joanne talked a little bit about that, but also if you need further detail on how to start the conversation or how to talk to people about ketones or keto or whatever it is, we have other trainings on that. Just message your upline or message me, and I can probably tag you in any of our trainings. But we go through just a process. It's pretty easy, you guys. It's really just starting the conversation with people and talking to them about keto and ketones. That's a money-making activity right there. And the last but not least is, of course, to ATM, right? Like add tag message, sending them the campfire video, having them watch it and seeing what their feedback is from that. That's a money-making activity. So those are the 3 main things, and I would suggest you take a look at what your goals are, see how aggressive those goals are. I know that my goal was pretty aggressive, very aggressive, and so I had to reevaluate where I was at, you guys, because I have a very high recruiting goal for this month, and I haven't recruited anyone yet, and I had to look, well, Kristina, what are you actually doing to recruit people, right? I had to take a good hard look at what I was doing. What were my daily methods of operations? And I saw that I really wasn't doing much to recruit people. So now I have to come up with a better plan of action to take every single day so that I can meet that recruiting goal by the end of the month. So yours may be a sales goal, yours may be a recruiting goal, but I want you to pick that goal, and then I want you to pick at least 3 things to do daily that is going to lead you to that goal. And remember, you guys, think about your schedule, think about what it is that you can fit into your schedule and set those boundaries. So I think that's pretty much it from me. Yeah.
I wanted to say one more thing that I didn't get to say. And what I was going to say is, and this was really hard for me, and I thought that I was really doing it, and I didn't, but you're going to get out of your business what you put in it. So if all you can do is 2 lives a week and you're okay with that, that's okay with everyone or society or Prove It or whatever. But just understand that you're not going to move as fastly as the next person that is willing to carve out that time to do the 3 lives. And that's where I struggled, is I put goals of 4 lives, but my time and my energy and where I wanted to be, I wasn't carving out the time to actually do those lives. So I wasn't able to fulfill those goals, which ended up being me canceling on my own self. So you're only going to get out of your business what you put in it, which is fine if you're not willing to go fast. If you want to go fast, then you got to get with someone that's going fast. So that's it.
Yeah, that was good. That was a great way to end this up. It reminded me of, if you guys have ever read the book, Girl, Wash Your Face, one of the main takeaways I got from that was, it's by Rachel Hollis. If you haven't checked it out, it's great. But one of my biggest takeaways was to always keep promises that you make to yourself. So if you make that promise right now, like whatever you're writing down right now, if you make that promise to go live every single day or 3 times a week or 4 times a week, or whatever it is, I don't care. If you make that promise, then just keep it. Just go for it. And then reevaluate at the end of the month. Okay, maybe this didn't work out for me. Maybe I have to adjust some things. But put those daily methods of operations into place right now and keep the promises to yourself. Because when you let yourself down, you guys, that is what's going to throw you out of this way quicker than anybody else can. Any kind of pressure that anyone else might put on you, it doesn't matter. The pressure you put on yourself when you don't reach your goals and you don't keep those promises to yourself, that is going to kill your vibe more than anything else that I've found. So yeah, that book's amazing. Was this helpful to you guys? Do you guys have any questions? I'm going to stop the recording. Stop the crowd recording.